and I'm hoping you're enjoying the lessons. So today I want to take us through a continuation topic where we had started on Excel, like you can see here. So today our synopsis will be spreadsheet, functions, and formulas, and today we are focusing specifically on average. So, and you have an activity to carry out. You create a score list and find the average per subject. So, what is an average? This is arithmetic mean of the argument. For example, if the average in the column A row 1 to column A row 20 contains numbers, the formula will appear as equal sign average in bracket. You start with the first entry on the column column A row 1. Use the columns to specify the where we have the data entries to column A row 20. Then you close the bracket. With all that, you press enter key, you will have calculated the average. So this is the function for calculating the average. Or we have another option which we can use, average cells which with numbers. First step in this option, you enter the sample data on your worksheet. In cell A7, for instance, enter average formula to average the number in column A. So the formula should look like equal sign average in bracket. Remember to put that. Column A row 1 to column A row 5. Then you close the bracket. Option 3, you press enter key to complete the formula. The results will appear or will be the average of the number you fed in the column A. So this is how once you do your math, it will look like. If you have the test 1, test 2, and test 3, and you find the average of the score for the 3 tests, you put your cell where you want the average to appear, then use the formula that I gave you up there, equal sign average in bracket. The first entry was on B, column B, row 5. So it is B5 colon. The last entry was on D, column D, row 5. Then you close the bracket, you press, you get 8. And that's all what you need to do to calculate the average for all of this. Otherwise, you can also, once you do the math for the first entry, you click here and you drag to the last part. Once you drag, all the entries will have the average. So this is just a screenshot to show you what to do. And the last part, average using home tab AutoSum. Click on the cell column or the right of the row column of which you want to find the average. On the home tab, click the arrow to AutoSum, then go to average and then press enter key. So when you click on the AutoSum here, it will give you an option of sum, average, contain numbers, maximum, minimum, and more functions. So if you're calculating on average, once you place your cell where you want the answer to appear, then you click on the AutoSum, on the pointing arrow, you will get the options of sum, average, and all that. Then you click on the average. You will have calculated the auto average. So those are the options, the 3 options that you can use to get the average, and it's not that much challenging. I will take you to the Excel and see how it works out, where we are going to create a score sheet for our class and make entries and then do the math from sum to average. Okay, thank you. So again, the very last part of finding the average, like I said, we have to create a score sheet, and this is how our spreadsheet will look like. So we can customize this and use our school logo. Just a minute. Just a minute. So there we have it. You can choose to insert or to paste. For now, let's insert, paste it, and that's where we are going to have it. Now we're going to name this score sheet as grade 7. You can choose your best. Grade 7 mark list, or we can have it grade 7 and term mark list 2020. You can choose to have it bold, change the font appearance, font size, like that. So remember, we have to have the candidate's name. Then we are going to have the subjects. We are starting with math. After math, we are going to have English. We have composition. Then we are going to have the percentage, since they have to be calculated separately. From there we have Kiswahili. Don't have to write it in full. We have Insha. Then we have the percentage. Then after Kiswahili we have subject science. Then we have ST and religion separate. Then we have the percentage calculated. Then how many subjects are those? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can have ICT. Okay, so then here we are going to have the totals, and then we can have the positions of our students. So okay, there's a mistake here. We can move that a little bit. We jumped a cell, but it's not a big deal. We can simply move this back like that. We are learning in all ways, so never stop paying attention. So let's move the entries to where we want them. So after this, you don't even know how to move your entries if you jump a cell. But we also had an option of deleting the column. That was not necessary. It's a learning process. So we are going to have our entries as such. Okay, so let's call our first candidate. This is not in line with who scored or attained position 1. This is a random entry, or we can use Brian. Brian scored maths in 78, English, which is out of 50 is 38. Writing which is out of 40 is 29. So we are going to calculate the percentage as well. Then we jump there. We have Kiswahili, which is out of 50 again, scored 40. Writings, which is out of 40, the guy scored 32. We are jumping the percentage. We'll calculate when we come back. Sansi is scored 88. SST, which is out of 60, is scored 53. And RE or religion, which is out of 30, is scored 21. Then ICT, which was out of 100, he scored 88. So if we were to add another student, maybe we can call it this as Brenda. So Brenda scored maths 98, very good in mathematics. Okay, English is for the girl child as always. Out of 50, she scored 44. The writings 32. We jump the percentage. We will calculate that when we come back. We are going to do at least 5 entries, then we do the math. Kiswahili 40. Insha 28. We jump the percentage. Science we have 78. SST is kind of tricky to the girl child, so that will be like that, but no judging. Religion is 28 out of 30. So ICT 68. So that is entries for Brenda. For instance, if we have Y Rimu, okay, maths 68, English 41, writings 26. We're jumping the percentage again. Kiswahili, we're having 32 and 25. We're jumping the percentage for that case, and sounds 68. SST, we have very good at SST. Okay, religion to 20. Then jump the percentage. We'll calculate when we are doing math. Okay, so ICT 72. The fourth entry we are making is on Omolo. Omolo scored maths 92. English 28. Writings 22. Kiswahili 28. Writings 20. Science 98. SST 55, 20. We're jumping the percentage as you can see. Then we have S90. So we are making our last entry for this case. Whom do we get? Mark. Okay, Mark got maths 88. English 39, I mean. Writings 28. We jump the percentage. Swahili 40 out of 50, 21 out of that, 40. Science 6. SST 48. Religion to be 21. And ICT 88. So our main focus here is how do we get the total marks, how do we get the average, how do we get the percentage. I will share with you the notes on percentage, but today allow me to focus on how to get these percentages. So for instance, if this was Brian's score, English is scored 38, composition 29. How do we calculate that? So the total will be out of 90. 50 plus 40 makes us 90. So we are going to use equal sign sum, because we have to add both the scores in English and composition, sum in bracket, just like what the formula I gave when we were doing maths for this function sum. So the first entry for Brian is on column C, row 9, so C9. Then we use the columns, remember? And then the entry for Brian on composition is on column D, row 9, D9. We close the bracket. Then we multiply by 100. Multiplication here is as a star. We put shift star. Then we multiply by 100. We divide. Division in Excel is the slash. By 90. We press enter key. You get 74%. You can reduce this by clicking here to decrease decimal. If it was beyond 0.5, it could have changed to 75, but now it is below, it remains that. So if you want to make a quick entry for percentages for this, guys, in this column E, you drag your entries like that, and you will have found all the percentages for these guys in that particular entry. So that is how. Let's do this other one. Brian scored Swahili 40 out of 50, Insha 32 out of 40. So that is also out of 90%, 90 total marks. So we are going to calculate percentage. So we are using the same formula, function equal sign sum. The first entry is on column F, row 9, column F, row 9, column F, row 9, F9, column G, row 9 for Insha, G9, close the bracket, multiply by 100, divide by 90, press enter key, you get 80%. Now for you to get quick entries for the rest, you just drag it like that, and reduce this. These are the decimals. It will turn to 76. Now this is what we need. It comes like that. Now let's calculate very fast on SST, which is going to be 60 out of 30. That's also 90. So it's equal to sign sum in bracket. First entry is on J9 colons and K9 close the bracket, multiply 100, divide by 90, press enter. You get 82%. Reduce the decimal places by clicking on decrease, and then you drag like that. You will have calculated all that. Let's make this bold. Cambrian size a little bit bigger so we can see. So that's how we calculate the percentage. I'll share the notes later. Now we want to get the totals. What do we say? I gave you the three formulas: equal sign, sum, in bracket. Sorry, mistake. Okay, equal sign, sum, brackets. The first entry is on B, where we have the mass. B, column B, row 9. So remember, here we have to specify which entries are we making, because we have the percentage. If you use colon, it is going to include everything, even the ones that are not supposed to be in our totals. So we have to specify. So we are going to use commas, and we are only including the columns where we have the percentages. So the next entry for Brian is going to be on column E. Column E, 9, comma. The next one is H, where we have the total for Swahili. H9, comma. Next one is science, where we have the percentage is I9, comma. The next one should be L9, where we have the percentage for SST and religion. And the very last one is ICT, where we have M9. Then we close the bracket, we press enter key, we get 491 out of 600. Now if we have to get the rest of the marks, that's how we get it. We looked at the positions. Now we assume this is average. This is where we want to find average for all the subjects. Now we're going to use the formula average. I said average is equal to AVG brackets. The first one is column B, row 9, B9, comma, colons. The last one is B13, close the bracket, press enter key. So that is what we're getting. So the average for mathematics is at 84.8. We can, if we have to get all the averages for the entry, even for the average for the class, that's how it's going to look like. These ones you can reduce the decimals to one decimal place. The ones that exceeds the one decimal place, you can reduce to one decimal place. So for the class to one decimal place, yes. So the average for this class is at 467. Now if you want to get the positions, you can select and then go to sort, custom sort by value from largest to smallest. Like that. So this is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. Yes, so we are done. That's how you do all the maths, the sum, percentages, and the averages. Even if you have to arrange your work from the highest to the lowest, you select the whole entry, then you go to sort. You can choose custom sort. You will sort either from the lowest, the highest, or the other way around. So this is how our entry will look like. We can choose to make all the entry boards so we can easily see what is really there, like that. So if you have any challenge, please, you can always ask, and I will get real quick back to you, and I believe you will be helped. So make sure you make your mark list for your class, your friends, and give them a score and calculate the percentages, calculate the sum, calculate the averages, and post back your work. I will be glad to see them. Thank you. Have a good time.